Crypto Hotep here with another trading video. In this video, we're going to go crypto with a crypto market update. My thoughts, my sentiments on the market as we did in July. And we'll go over the altcoin trading portfolio and give you an update on that as well. But before we begin, got to pay the bills. Big shout outs to Coinbase. Always sponsoring me, sponsoring the channel. And if you need a brokerage, you feel free to use Coinbase. I've been using them for 5 years. I had no problems with them. The link is in the description below. Feel free to open an account, or even if you have one, link your account with my referral link, because that will actually support the channel as well. But by no means anything I say on here is financial advice. Do your own research, DYOR, on these tokens or coins before you go trading them. One thing before we get into the charts, I do want to say thank you guys, to all the viewers that have viewed this video in particular. Actually all my videos obviously, but this video in particular, my trading strategy #1, where I talk about my trading strategy with Heikin Ashi and supply and demand that I do on a regular basis, and my charting. This video is almost cracking 500 views, which is pretty cool. None of my videos have 500 views. They barely have 100. All good though, but this has snuck up on me, just because I wasn't even thinking anybody was watching these videos here. But I'm glad to see these videos have been helpful. But again, with that being said, guys, we'll jump in here. We'll get in the charts. And I want to go to my favorite chart, which is, you guys know, the USDC dominance chart, because that's what tells me what's going on with stable coins. Okay, so the USDC dominance chart is doing the move that I mentioned in the last video, a drop base drop type of move, a drop base drop type of move here. Now, right now, because of the massive drop in crypto, there's a spike in stable coins. Again, guys, you see how that parallels, like it's literally a parallel of each other. Stable coins go up, altcoin market bleeds. Altcoin markets go up, stable coins dump. It's been like that for so long. I've done so much research on this just to see if this does the same thing like year in, year out, and it does. It's very, very, you can literally time this. So with that being said, there's a bullish doji here, prices in the green, or percentages in the green for USDC dominance, and that's uptick to 1.77% total market. Altcoin markets are dropping, obviously. So what I think is this is just a dead cat bounce, okay? And what I mean is, when price or when percentages or whatever, when in a chart, when you see that drop continuously, usually there's some sort of relief bounce. There's some sort of relief bounce around the area that it's dropping. So you can give traders hope and think that something great is going to happen. Like, oh, great, the bulls have came back. Maybe we're going to get a reversal. So what I think is going to happen, because now USDC dominance is below the 200, which is this blue line, and the 50-day EMA, potentially signaling a death cross. And a death cross is a 200 over a 50 EMA right here. If this crosses over each other, then usually that means that price is going down further. Okay, so with that being said, guys, I think this is just a dead cat bounce to the upside, and we may see this may linger for a little bit, but I think we ultimately will go down. And again, remember what I said, if USDC dominance decreases, the stable coins will be ready to party. Okay, same thing happening with USDT as well. Let's go to the dollar, and we'll zoom out first with the dollar. So with the dollar, I did mark out new levels with the dollar. Obviously the red means a supply, and your green means the demand zone, okay, or where we think price is going to bounce. Okay, if we look at the dollar off the RSI, it's almost like a double bottom here on RSI, right? So RSI is here, almost below the 30 in oversold territory. So oversold territory here and here, which is fine. Now, we've also had the dollar perform the moves that I want USDC to perform, which is just drop, base, drop, another base right here, and then a drop. So, with that being said, guys, the dollar bulls were partying up in the month of July. Why is that? Because at the start of the July month, we had a bullish doji candle, and then we had another bullish candle. We had a little indecisive candle, which wasn't really confidence, and then we had a massive candle towards the end of the month that tapped into your weekly supply zone we drew out here. Now, the bulls for dollars, they probably felt happy because they felt as though a reversal was going to happen. It didn't. Towards the end of the week, this candle that probably was full at the beginning of the week got skitty here and closed massively with bears back in charge here. So this is a nasty, if you're bullish on the dollar, which I don't know how you could be, but if you are, you do not like this candle at all. This is a nasty candle if you are a bull for a dollar. So what I think is going to happen is this is a rejection in the weekly supply zone, and we will come back down into your weekly demand area further down here. Okay. All right, let's go to ETH BTC. ETH BTC doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad at all. Again, guys, blue squiggly line is 200 daily moving average. Purple line is 50 daily moving average, and we can see ETH BTC is meeting that 50-day moving average here. It's also trying to clear a weekly supply zone as well after breaking structure. So again, it's broken structure right here, which is a strong resistance area. So naturally, a reaction like this is going to come about. Okay. So what I think or hope is going to happen is we may get something along these lines, something like this, maybe choppiness, price action, or something like that, and then maybe another move up. Okay. So that's what I'm thinking, something like that. That's what I'm hoping, I should say. We may get this further deep down too. Let me just pull this down. Something like that. That'd be fine. Okay. But I think we're actually okay as of right now. You see the timeline on Twitter, it's all doom and gloom because of some dip. If you zoom out and go to the weekly or monthly charts, it really doesn't look that bad. Let's go to our total three chart, which is the altcoin market here. I did mark up the altcoin market with a couple price ranges. So I looked at March 2024. This is where we dropped 41 only to make up 148. So we dropped 41 and then price went up to 148%. Now in December, we started the drop and dropped all the way to almost 43%. And what I think will go up to at the least is 100, maybe 105% here. So I think we bypass or get through this weekly area because we have to get through this area here. And if we can get through this, I think we'll get up to maybe the 1.4 trillion in the total 3 market cap here, and that might be the top right there. Okay. So again, nothing is bearish to me that stands out, and on top of that, we're still inches away here from overbought levels as well. So I think where we should be nervous at is overbought levels, because that's where that large dip and that large bearish price action came about, is when we were overbought here in December and when we were overbought here in March. That's when that was almost that quick top signal where price started moving downward. Okay. And let's go to the GOAT, which is Bitcoin. Let's go to Bitcoin. I did adjust my Bitcoin chart as well. Okay. So I did draw out my weekly demand levels. Okay. And the latest weekly supply level has gotten taken out, which was right here. Right here. So that weekly supply level looked something like this. It was right here. And I had a rejection right here, and then that's when we dropped 31% right here. So again, this rejection was taken out right here with this price action. So then supply turned into demand, but I don't use the same exact area. I draw another area properly from the last bearish candle to those 3 bullish candles. So that last bearish candle was here, 3 bullish candles are right here. So this is the weekly demand area that I'm looking at in case we get a retest. The retest would be fine at around 100, 100 and up, only to springboard price. And very similarly, like I did with total 3, I marked down the decline in price and then the upward movement in price. So again, the decline March 2024 for Bitcoin, we went down 33%, only to make up 84%. And then again, around December, we went down 31%, 32%, only to make up 75% right here. So, or only to, sorry, we haven't made up 75% here yet, but I think that's what that number should or could be, is right here. Let me just draw that up here. So again, dropped down 33%, moved up 84%, dropped down 32%. I think the potential would be to go back up to 75%, around maybe the 130 mark, and then I think that's when the decline will happen. So, and then again, we are in overbought territory for Bitcoin. Not too bad, not a bad shape, nothing like December or March or anything like that, but something to keep in mind. Okay. And last but not least, ETH in a very similar situation here, with like ETH BTC, which is natural. Weekly level here that's been tested 1, 2, 3 times. We're seeing a rejection type of price action here, where we are getting a red candle for the weekly rejection, but it isn't a full collapse down, which is okay. What I would like price to do is not collapse, because if it collapses, we can see there's a whole bunch of runway to fall. There's a long way down here to fall back to around 22.5. So I would think that price stays around this level and creates some sort of basing, and then shoots up to 4,500, 5. So that's what I'm thinking for ETH. Nothing too major here. Let's go over the trades that I'm currently in here very quickly. So Crow, these are my buys. The green kind of rocket ships here are my buys. In a good spot with Crow. Again, this is a weekly supply level, and price is kind of hanging around here, so not too worried about this trade. Aerodrome, I feel good about Aerodrome. I feel really good about Aerodrome. Bought here. I didn't mark up my buys yet, but feel really good about the placement that I have with Aerodrome. Price is, right now, it is above the 50 EMA, so we'll see if the weekly can close above that. C, I'm in a good spot with C. I bought C around this area here, so nothing too major. I think right now we're still a long ways away from 50 and 60 cents. And then Uniswap. Uniswap looks like a cup and handle type of pattern to me. We have like a rounded bottom here, and then potentially price could be sandwiched in between the 200 and the 50 EMA right here. Okay. And then last but not least, we have the graph. Graph has to get out of this area, and 12 cents is that area. So With that being said, guys, feel free to like, subscribe, comment. It helps out the channel. Let me know what you think. And hopefully these videos were helpful. But as always, thank you and happy trading.